of Black Spring with Autumn, and it is a little too real. And we are going to get in and out. We'll see. We'll make sure we get in and out under 45 minutes. That's the goal on this one. We only have one big line, and then we're out. But the pendulum will be there. So I'll see you there right after this. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Black Spring with Autumn. And I am back again. I wasn't sure if I'd make it back, but I am back. And I want to say hello to everyone, as of course, to our loyal patrons, subscribers, and of course, the viewers like yourself. And hello to Jermaine G. And he is number one on today's or this evening stream. So, like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys long because I have a project that I need to work on, but I will try to make it real for you. So we'll do a quick little shout out to our loyal patrons, subscribers, and of course, the viewers like yourself. And I will be right back. All right, we have just one more and we'll get our two reels started. Hang tight. This show is brought to you in part by our sponsors. Whether you're interested in health, culture, politics, scripture, automobiles, or music, please check out Derek C. Williams, Killer Whale Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Marcy T, Joseph Francis Burton, Paralysis by Analysis, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, AZ Infidel, Cold War Jesus, Anthony Scioli, and Let the Truth Be Told. We'll be right back right after this. All right, and I am back. I want to thank you so much for tuning in on this set. And there's a point I want to make. I want to make some connections here, quick connection, and hopefully you will be connected, or closer to a connection than you started. I always want you to be better off by the end than when you started, or closer to something by the end than when you started. So that's going to be, that keeps it flexible, right? It keeps it open and gives you some room to do your diligence either before or after the streams. So what I'm going to bring up tonight, what I find ironic is that there are three men on this planet that start to sound like, similar. They're saying similar things. And we're going to get into the very specific one tonight. And you've heard this particular name before, but we're going to go to that right away. And then I want to get into the material really quickly, and then we can talk about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this segment of Too Real on Black Spring. All right, thank you so much, and we'll move on. So we're going to get on to it right now. So for one thing, we hear a lot about resources, sustainability, you name it. And this next one will be no different. We've talked about Mr. Schwab of the World Economic Forum. And we're going to get into an article that I think is pretty recent. We're probably also going to hear some audio from him. Now, you guys have heard audio from him before. He really does sound like something out of a sci-fi movie. Like he's, you know, he's the villain. He's the villain that you know, if you were rooting for a villain as a kid, you might root for him. But that's what we're going to have a look at really quickly. Hi, Derek C. Williams. So let's get into it really quickly. Thank you so much for tuning in and coming in, Derek C. Williams. Just About podcast. Hope you're doing well. Derek C. Williams comes in with his trademark listening on check-in from Philadelphia, the alleged birthplace of freedom. Love that. Thank you, Derek C. Williams, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go on over right now. You know, we've got these sources coming out every day. And this makes me, because there's such an abundance of thought out there, you know, that's based on, you know, people are doing their own due diligence and they're bringing you things that I just can't understand why people would want to limit themselves to these alphabet networks. But, you know, that's another show. So we're going to get on with this one. All right. So this is coming out. All right. So this comes from thesociable.co. This is the technology. So, you know, you're going to hear more and more about technology, conveniences, industrial revolutions, the fourth. Schwab wrote, has got his own primer, the fourth industrial revolution. I actually have that book, and things are kind of shaping up, you know, like they've planned. So I want to share this with you. I want to zoom it in a little bit. Yes, my gosh, the guy's voice is absolutely chilling. It's chilly. Yeah, you can't make that voice up, right? So let's dive into this, and then I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you what I'm on about. History is truly at a turning point. Global energy and food systems will be deeply affected. Klaus Schwab to World Government Summit. Whether it's war, a cyber pandemic, or all part of the Great Reset agenda, Schwab is certain that systemic and structural changes are coming to food, energy, and global supply chains perspective. So you see him right here. Okay. According to this, the World Economic Forum founder, Klaus Schwab, tells the World Government Summit. You see, are they hiding anything anymore? The World Government Summit. But I'm you know, I'm going to keep going here. Quote, history is truly at a turning point, end quote, with economic instability, conflict between major global powers, and the coming forth. He's telling you that it's coming forth industrial revolution. So he's telling you, he doesn't give a damn whether it disrupts your life, or if it dismantles life, or if it destroys life. You know, they got a whole liberal world agenda, you know, liberal world order. And I'll tell you who else is echoed. I hear three echoes right now, but I'm going to keep going. In a short address delivered virtually to the World Government Summit in Dubai on Tuesday, Schwab said there will be systemic and structural changes, and that global supply chains, energy, and food systems will be deeply affected. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I don't know how painful this is, but this is the voice of a madman in my mind, and I want you to hear it because we've checked it. We check in with the World Economic Forum quite a bit, and we're not doing it as much as we used to here on this channel, but they have the blueprint is there. You know, his masterminds, if you will, or his little, you know, his little hierarchy of people are there redesigning your life, telling you how it should be. What's best for you, plebes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the button on this. Okay. And here we go.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to participate for the 8th time at this important meeting, even if only in a virtual way. I would like to express my high respect to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum for having taken the initiative for creating such an important global platform for governments shaping the future. I also want to congratulate Dubai for having organized such a successful World Expo despite all the repercussions of the global pandemic. Last November, in partnership with His Excellency Mohammed Al-Gargawi, we brought together 60 top intellectual thinkers here in Dubai. Thank you to His Excellency for enabling this initiative to define a longer-term narrative to make the world more resilient, more inclusive, and more sustainable. With all the current issues on our agenda, we tend to forget that we are in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution, which accelerates global change in much more comprehensive and faster ways than the previous three revolutions. I'm proud that the government of Dubai has been so foresighted in establishing a Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution in cooperation with the World Economic Forum. The objective is to quickly recognize the potential of new technologies, as well as develop the necessary ethical and political frameworks around those new technologies to ensure that those technologies are human-centered and society-oriented. The world has to overcome not only the damage done to our economies and our societies by COVID-19, it also has to confront the repercussions of a dangerous clash between major global powers. History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected. In times of crisis, the role of governments is more important and more relevant than ever. What is also needed is a summit like this one to go beyond crisis management and to look into constructive ways we can build our common future. Our futures are intrinsically connected to one another, as the profound challenges to mankind, such as climate change, are globally interconnected and require collaborative responses. In conclusion, and despite all the challenges, we have to uphold our responsibility, which we have towards the next generation, and which we can only fulfill through collaboration on a national and on a global level. I wish you an impactful and successful meeting.
All righty. All right. So is that killing you? I mean, are you ready for the movie? Did you start the movie yet? Okay. So, we've talked a little bit about the fourth industrial revolution before, but the thing I wanted to kind of tie together here a little bit is that it seems that Klaus Schwab, Joe Biden, and Skill Fates speak the same language all the time. We had Joe Biden not too long ago talking about how we were at an inflection point, and he talked about that in terms of the order, the order of the world, including and where we ranked in terms of globally, economically. He touched all of these things. Well, to me, that's no different. To me, that was just like kind of an outline. It's just another thesis, similar to that one. And same thing as Gates. Gates gives you that. He kind of develops it for them. He handles each of these pieces with his desire for you to be on 100% synthetic meat and, toying around with you eating, different alternative sources of protein. And yeah, he does these things all the time. So they're taking more out of, they're going to take more out of, from more nutrients from you and recreate them in their own image. In my mind, they have these God complexes where they want to create life. They want to manipulate cells. They want to create your nutrients. They want to create manipulate your sources of energy, your sun, all under the name of sustainability. They want to be everywhere. They want to be everywhere you are because you're just a common man, right? That's all they want. That's where they want you to be. So that's the reason that I wanted to bring that out. Latin patriot, pro-Constitution, American patriot. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Nice to see you. And hi, Freedom's March is here. Thank you so much for coming in. Nice to see you. So I'm saying these people speak the same languages. They speak the same language. And the more you hear it, they just start breaking it. You can just break it down and pretty much expect to know what to expect to hear from them. These key pieces that they're on. But Gates develops them all the time. He's on many of these things already. So yeah, can you imagine we're going to go to synthetic everything, right? You'll be on to synthetic cells, synthetic nutrients, which means you won't have any synthetic suns, synthetic resources. And to me, Schwab's fourth industrial revolution, basically, it says he wanted to challenge what it meant to be human. So it's also, he kind of charts the course of the advancement and the sources of energy and over time. And when he gets to the fourth, he wants to, combine the man and the machine is what he wants to do. That's what, to me, that's a big part of his agenda and the trends that are listed in his fourth industrial revolution. Tons of, 3M, they're going to do 3M cars, 3M printing for cars and heart. Same thing with transplants for organs. They're trying to reproduce. They're trying to create all of this. Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out because let's see, we do have a clip of Biden, and I do have I have at least the transcript from the .org. From the White House, from him. But, of course, he's not going to develop these things. He's not going to go into any deets. He's just going to give you generalizations, and he does he's doing his role. But I think they all have a role in the same, but it's on the same, they're reading from the same sheet of music. It's just the notations, it's that they have nuances and everything, and they're all developing a different section, You got an exposition, a development, and a recapitulation. And I've heard all of them do their own version. It's a universal sonata, global sonata that they're doing here. All right, let's get out of music class form. Let's get out of form and analysis for a second here. So I just want to say hi to everybody in the stream. And here, I meant to put the pendulum out because I said I was going to do that. But every day, these people just keep talking about what they're doing. Meanwhile, everybody in America is just, bitch slap heard around the world. That's all we do. We're still talking about that. It's kind of amazing, right? I got some great comments in here, per usual. DJ Vision Barnett says, energetic sons, yeah. Gary Gage says Noah Harari. Okay, Derek, thanks. I'll write that on my wall. Keep up with that. Derek C. Williams says the surveillance will be under the skin. That's a quote from, I guess, Noah Harari. And DJ Vision Barnett says manipulate your DNA. Derek C. Williams says insects are two alternative sources of protein. Okay, so let me say something at that point. I've actually eaten a worm before. And I'm going to tell you, and it was a cooked worm that I ate. And I didn't mean to do it, but it was in the vegetables that I got from the farmer's market. And to be honest, and I'm not, listen, I am not trying to lighten your load or soften your fears, or I am not trying to sell you worms. But I managed to, I mean, I think I actually ended up eating that worm. And it actually it didn't taste bad at all. It was kale. It was inside the kale. There's one thing about kale, those leaves can be a little bit coarse. And, sometimes when you think you've washed and you've gotten everything out, or you just put them in water and you soak them in water. I don't know, maybe I should have put like salt or something in the water, and then it would have been out. But yeah, the thing turned purple. So I don't know what was I thinking it was? I didn't have like eggplant or anything, but I think by mistake I ate it, but I didn't, it was seasoned, you know. But here again, I would not advocate for you to go out there and get night crawlers and start mixing them up and seasoning them up, and tell you that it tastes like chicken, because like some people mimic the South, say, "Oh yeah, everything tastes like chicken." So have you ever had alligator before? It tastes like chicken. What are you talking about? If you fry it up, you put some flour or some cornmeal on it, it's going to taste like chicken, right? I'm saying that's a complex. I think the things that people say. DJ said you ate a worm. Yes, I did. I didn't listen. I didn't mean to do it, but it ended up being in there. I thought I had gotten rid of them. I'm sure everybody has. But I'll say it's probably better cooked. Just put it out there. Like, and we're not talking about something this long. We're talking about something that, because when you make it, if you happen to cook something like that by mistake, it's very much shriveled up. Okay. It's quite shriveled up. So it's barely noticeable, but it will give you another dimension of flavor. Okay. It will tap into it will get your taste buds. Yeah. It'll taste differently than a piece of kale. Okay. The texture will be different. And yes, again. All right. Marcy T's here. DJ said we all ate a bug or two. Yes, we have. But that's not your preferred, entree, right? I mean, it's maybe, I don't know. But just FYI, the pendulum is there. And if you guys want to chime in on, these energy sources and this, like I'm telling you, these people have such a God complex. They want to be everywhere. They want to be in everything you do. And they want it to be, they want things to shape out in their own image. That's what they want. So yeah, that was Schwab, Air Schwab. That's what I call him. So yeah, but it's all, we're so worried about the human suffering and human condition, we're going to uphold our responsibility. Are they responsible for you? Mindy B is here. Hi, Mindy B. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And Freedom's Mart says they want us to eat roach milk and processed, quote, plant matter and give up meat. He said, not me. Preach. Yes, they want you to, to give it the Wonder Burger, the Fantabulous Burger, I don't know, what was that thing that Burger King had? I mean, people were just sampling these things on YouTube. I don't know how many people I saw, mowing and unwrapping those burgers. I think did I hear that there's possibly a burger? Did I hear there's a burger machine coming out? Can you imagine how many preservatives are going to be in something that can be in a machine? A hamburger from a machine, from a vending machine. I'm just saying, like, people were talking about, they're mimicking McDonald's back in the day. Like, you had people saying, "Oh, I'm going to try to light this hamburger on fire and see. I'm going to see let me just put this hamburger out here, see how long it lasts." And the burger, that burger was around, and a cellular burger. I mean, I who knows? Derek, DJ Vision Barnett says, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger." Man, May I take your order? Yeah, but see, that's the movie. Shout out to Felicia Lockhart, if she's anywhere within the sound of this stream. Like we watched the movie Utopia. Da da da. Look who's here. It's Derek C. Williams. Derek C. Williams, how are you doing this time around?
Yeah. Shout out and respect due to Black Spring with Autumn Intelligence done right. How are you, young lady?
I'm happy to be here. Thank you. How are you? Glad you came up.
Yeah. Living my life day by day like Rambo. Yeah. You have I think the last live you did, I have put in a compilation piece from this dude, Noah Harari. This dude just talking. The Schwab dude.
Yeah.
He's the head of the World Economic Forum, yes. But I've been sat back the last 2 days and watched how world leaders, business folks, Schwab, and all of them, they jock this dude. Everything this dude said, they salute my man DJ Vision Barnett. Yeah, they hang on this dude's every word. That's the dude you should be playing, because only thing he doing is just really just like kind of like parroting what Harari said. I've been doing some digging into this dude, and as it turns out, he's a homosexual Jew. He's a real learned man. He got all the education in the world, but he got that little flaw right there. You know, that type of flaw. And people like that in politics, typically they are very corruptible. They got a lot of dirt with them, so you know they got to toe the line. You know, but yesterday I was listening to an interview with Zelenko, Vladimir Zelenko, and you know he's world famous for getting Trump cured and all this other stuff. But he was talking about how this dude just basically trying to have war against humanity and trying to beat God at the same time. And so you notice it seems like the more smarter people is, and I only went through 12th grade, so I'm not an articulate dude at all, but I just read a lot, and I just try to look at what other folks be saying. And it seems like the more highly educated amongst us are the most psychotic, psychopathic, sadistic type people you can see. It's the folks that ain't got all that much education. It's the most religious, God-fearing, humble, pious type people you're gonna run around. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's just my observation. That's just a friendly observation. But I put that link in the stream. I think like day before yesterday when you was live, whatever. That compilation piece is what you should be playing in my view, because I don't think a lot of people really know
familiar with that.
The people behind that dude, or the people people that influence that dude. Let me put it like that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go back into that stream because sometimes I get behind on like I'm trying to snap as many of the links that you give me, but it's like, gosh, I missed that one. And you did mention that for sure. So I'm going to grab that one and make sure that I watch it and see and get his perspective on it, because it seems like it's got a lot more, a little bit more behind it. Than this.
Well, that's pretty much all I want to say. I'm gonna step aside for Mr. DJ Vision Barnett. In my estimation, he's the most evil man that was ever born. He got Hitler beat. So just thank you for having me on your platform. Yes. DJ Vision Barnett, always a pleasure. All right.
Thank you, Derek C. Williams, and come back anytime. I appreciate it, and I think you're above the curve. So we appreciate you. And are blessed.
Right. Y'all take care.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Derek.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Derek C. Williams. And we had a DJ Vision Barnett to come on. DJ, what have you got for us? What's happening? What can you tell us about what we're seeing? Or what give us, shine some light, give us some more light.
Hey, give me 2 seconds. I'm about to walk outside real quick.
Okay. And hello to everybody in the chat. So we've got DJ Vision Barnett, and we just had Derek C. Williams on screen, and I thank you guys for picking up the phone. Thank you, DJ Vision. What have you got for us?
It's the same old, everything's pretty much the same as the last time I talked. Last time I got on here, but I mean, kind of business kind of slowed down recently because it was snowing. It was snowing a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's snowing down there, man. The weather is crazy out here. So it's great. Today it feels real good, but just 2 days ago it was snowing.
So you guys are
Artificial weather.
Artificial burgers.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Artificial everything.
So are you getting more people into your store or into your area that are looking for prep and sustainability kinds of things? Are they buying gas cans or like in the weather? What are people?
No, they're buying they do have a license plate where it's a non-scratchable, non-removable. You get a box on it where you can't stick a flathead in it or a screwdriver. You have to hammer it out and then you break it at that point. So it'll be obvious if you're doing that. You kind of it'll be too late. The car probably go off.
Does that mean that people are hijacking people's license plates? Wow. Jeez. Well, that's very interesting there. So you're not snowing today. Not snowing today.
No, it's raining.
Well, yeah, I think we're all getting that bipolar kind of a weather. Yeah, you got a little bit of spring and winter and fall all in the same inside of the, we had wind gusts, like incredible gusty winds and storms in the southeast, but you guys have snow and yeah, and
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So yeah, what else? What do you think of the sustainability efforts on the food? And did you try the plant-based chicken nuggets at KFC?
It's already shortages.
Already shortages.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There's already shortages. Yep.
So where are you seeing the shortages? Are you seeing them at the grocery stores, or where are you seeing them?
Yep. Yep. At the grocery stores already.
Well, I don't know if I've seen. I don't know. I don't really like going in the grocery store, but I'm not sure. So are there specific things that they're short on right now, or is it grain or cereal, like breakfast cereal or pasta?
Bread.
You said bread?
Bread for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yep. So it'll be the first things people get: bread, bacon, steaks.
So you think they're grabbing the meats too?
Yeah, but the chicken is so expensive.
Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I'm sure they are. They can't keep the chicken.
The cheapest is the thighs. That still got all that extra skin on it when you got to clean
it. So the chicken thighs are staying. The chicken thighs are surviving on the shelves longer. Mm-hmm. A better shelf life for chicken thighs. Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, are you doing any prepping? Have you got any prepping tips for us? Give us one prepping tip.
Fill up your gas tank 3/4 and don't let it go. Fill up your gas tank all the way and don't let it go lower than 3/4, and you don't have to worry about replacing it with extremely high gas prices.
So what's the regular gas range over there?
$5.
It's $5. Wow.
Four between $4.85 and $5.
Well, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you for sharing it with us from location, from Thank you so much, DJ Vision Barnett. And tell everybody where you are so that we can find you.
It's DJ Vision Barnett here on YouTube, and my Instagram is DJ762X39 on IG.
Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry, keep going.
All right, appreciate it. No, that was it. That was it. I was about to say appreciate all y'all.
All right, DJ Vision Barnett. We look forward to hearing from you again, and come back anytime.
All right.
All right, guys, that was DJ Vision Barnett, as well as we had Derek C. Williams to pick up the phone, and I think we're all getting, like, at least the diesel fuel has already hit the $5 mark here. Like I said, I think California is going to be at $7 probably, if they're not already, because they were already at $6 a couple of weeks ago. So so we're, the pain at the pump continues. I'm not sure what the efforts are right now. I did hear something today. I'm trying to paraphrase as best as I can, but it looks like I heard that they're going to tap into the reserves and release what is it? How many barrels a day that I'm not sure how many barrels are going to release, which from what I understand is kind of a drop in the bucket. It's not going to be nearly enough. So that's what I'm on about. So yes, everybody in the stream, we've got some great, Marcy T, we were talking about Klaus Schwab coming on, talking about historically how, historically, history is truly at a turning point. Global energy and food systems will be deeply affected. So that's the the center of this particular stream. That's the center of the stream, is basically how these three men sound very much alike. They are echoing, they're just doing variations on the same theme, is what I was talking about. So that's our liner that came out of the social. Marcy T, Marcy T, you made it.
Look,
Marcy T's here. You know what? Where's
I had to come on.
Please. Yeah, because so Schwab is talking about, technology and sustainability, and all these people at the World Government Summit about their responsibility, and I
watched that yesterday for 4 hours with Days of Noah.
I saw that. I saw him today, or maybe I was replaying.
Was that today?
I saw one. I listened to one today.
All right. Well, so everybody was angry. We were cutting them down, what they had on, that they had 5 chins and things like that. We were so mad at what they were saying. They're so nonchalant with trying to run our lives. Here's the other thing. I think it is some South American country. The leader there said that as fast as America is falling, that it has to be from within. Okay.
Really?
This is coming.
Who said that?
Trojan horse. He's one of the South American leaders. I can't remember. It starts with an S, and I can't think of anything right now. It was at the European. It was at the European Parliament thing they just did.
Okay.
So, and then here's the other thing. So this, person that's supposed to be running this show over here in our territory where we live is going to tap into the reserves. Now think about that. Okay, so what's that for? So you're not going to turn the pipeline on, but you're going to turn those on until they run out. And then guess what? When we really need them, they're not going to be there. So see, this is treason. This is an act of treason, if you ask me.
Well, Marcy, you're not a hair out of place.
Who the heck? Why can't nobody see this, Autumn? I mean, but us.
Yeah. They're under a spell. They're under something.
This is unbelievable. Reserves don't last. Okay, this is for when the power grid goes down and there's nothing, and we need the extra fuel to run things, but you're going to run it out dry, and this is leading.
All right, so here it is. The New York Times says that Biden will tap oil reserve. So yeah, you have one there, and AP News, and that's 16 hours ago. NPR, which these are hacks to me, but I try to cross reference them to see where can we, what are we going to get from, to see.
This has been going on the past years. When they started this, do you know they strategically placed foreign companies all around when we were all locked down for that 6 months?
No, I didn't know that.
This is how now I've been looking for a Trojan horse. Okay. Now I know there is one now. I know what it is. It's him. Mm-hmm. It's him. Mr. Where am I? Who am I? Give me some ice cream.
That was it seems like he's on a campaign for that all the time. He's got a permanent campaign for ice cream. But
Nancy, remember Nancy told us when we were locked down and didn't have anything, couldn't get nothing, but that thing had her whole fridge full of Haagen-Dazs of every flavor and Ben and Jerry's, and I'll never eat none of those again.
Jenny's ice cream. Like these are not these are gourmet. Yeah,
these are like $10 a half pint.
Right. And it was stocked. It was around Easter. It was pretty sad because a lot of people in California were sitting in their cars, trying to get food bank food relief at the time. All the way like Carson, I think Carson, see the cars. Carson City.
History repeats itself, does it not? And Marie Antoinette, that was a good
one. As I said, let them eat cake.
Just like let them drive electric cars.
Yeah. Oh my God, Marcy, you see what I mean? It's like I'm not even worthy right now. Yeah, let them drive electric cars. And see, to me, the most brain dead, dried up skags come out paired in these wet dreams of the elite, and I get tired of it.
It's like, don't you see? They're telling you we're not going to be driving here in a minute. That's where my brain waves go. They actively work, and they go, "Oh, I see." Only them, because Well,
I was telling you that everybody can't afford a Tesla, but I'm seeing more and more of those, and that's where it's going to be. It's going to be a highway of very few cars are going to be on the road, and they're going to be Teslas.
Yep, and just like they all have airplanes. Do you have an airplane?
No, I don't.
You know what? I was going to say I don't know anybody that owns one, but I did. I knew a couple people, but
I have a friend that just got one, but he had to change his lifestyle to get it.
Yeah, he was a nurse anesthetist. This dude was making, 6 figures 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Your average everyday making $25 an hour wasn't going to be getting no airplane.
Negative, no. Not on our best day.
Yeah, so they're doing the same thing here. Now, see, we got to stay in their smashed housing on top of each other.
Oh, you remind me. There's another community.
We have to eat and drink, kill, hates manufactured food. And how is this not a freaking conflict of interest that this guy's telling all rich countries need to eat 100% synthetic meat? Oh, and you're the owner of these companies?
But it's sad that these people don't see. They will parrot anything that comes out of these people's mouths. And
I'm so mad.
I know. Well, see, it's the same thing. The same thing they did. You know how they use that same that same equity. That's why I keep rolling. I keep rolling. I keep this equity and equality thing on a loop every time, because they did the same thing with the mocktails. It was all about, the super, the larger nations had the advantage. So let's make sure we send out as many of these mocktails as we can, to all the countries that don't have. And basically we're saying we were selfish because we were squandering our opportunity.
That's their new thing. You know how they do that. I mean, this is that World War II had guys playbook they're using, and they don't change it. I mean, with each narrative, they use the same playbook. Don't you see? Like first it was cons. Now all the cons ain't working. They're busting through this. Look over here. This guy's starting a war. Then they do the same war. The same talking points, the same messed up stats that have nothing to do with anything.
No.
And they're like, okay, and he bombed the orphanage. Yeah. You mean that place that they cleaned out 5 days before that and then staged it?
God, Marcy.
I know. It's like, wake up.
But you're just seeing right through it. Like you can't unsee it, Marcy. You
can't once you can see, but it's like you can't wake these son of a guns up. They don't want to. There's this group when I grew up. Its name was REO Speedwagon. They were the tops, and they sang this song, and it said, "Golden Country, your country will burn if you don't wake up." It said, while your red man was burning, your backs were turned. When your poor was turning, your backs were turned. When you go, this is in the 70s.
Get us those lyrics.
I'll send it to you, but it's exactly what it is going on now. And it's like, I don't know how people in my age group that grew up with this music can even be anywhere near. It's like, I thought, well, maybe that was why I was so awake, but no, there's many factors. And I had a mom that told me in the 70s to never trust a Rockefeller nor Henry Kiss My Gerbil. And this is what this is all about. Them two are high up ranking in this. I'm like, heaven, Mom, guess what? You were right. They're doing it now.
He's like, Mom, I believe you now. I
was just a little girl. And I was like, all right. I learned so much from that little lady.
Oh, she sounded like a jewel.
She was, man. She'd fight anybody. I don't care if they were 10 foot. She's like 5'4".
See, that's where you get your little fire. The fire is in
it is, but I mean, I'm a lot taller than I'm I'm at least 3-4 inches taller than she was.
Oh my God, Marcy, you're unstoppable. Okay, we know that on here. Like,
don't
mess with Marcy.
When I heard you say that he's gonna turn on the reserves, really, murderer of countries.
Wow, Marcy. Only Marcy.
Can you find another way to kick us while we're down here? I mean, how about let's go watch some of those Acme Beep Beep. What was it? Roadrunner reruns. See what they're going to do to us next. My God. They got dynamite up our butts when we're sleeping. We don't know it till it blows us out of the bed. They're shooting our feet with a shotgun. Bam, 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 watching us go like this. I'm sick of it. I mean, come on.
Oh my God, Marcy. Yeah, but now you're making me want to go look up the Acme cartoon.
You never saw the Roadrunner. It's the Roadrunner.
What is it? TMT?
No, this is old school. I'll send it to you. But no, this is what we watched when we were kids. We'd sit there, and it was the Roadrunner would set. Well, the Coyote was always trying to set the Roadrunner up so it could.
I remember those.
Yeah, well,
like beep.
Yeah, and the Roadrunner was always smarter. He was like 10 steps ahead, and he had dynamite up this guy's butt when he's sleeping. Don't blows him up. Or he'd have dynamite up on a big rock, and it would fall. He'd hear it blow up, and it would fall on his face. But the point, at least he got back up, though, because it was a cartoon. These guys told us to... what do they say? Duck and cover in case of a nuclear bomb. They had our dumb butts underneath desk at school like this, covering and ducking under there in case there was a nuclear bomb. They forgot the last part though, and kiss your butt goodbye.
Okay.
But I think it was because we were in elementary school.
All right, Marcy, we need a publication. Come on out. DJ Vision Barnett says, I'm going to take Marcy to a press conference and give her the mic, the Marcy show. All right, Marcy, come on. You get your own show now. That's it.
I mean, I just say all I have time to do is think. So, of course, I got all kinds of stuff. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe this. And it is just like that, isn't it, Luciano? The Roadrunner.
And I want to make to Derek.
Yeah, he was always buying stuff, the Coyote from Acme. And then Roadrunner would always find it first, and he'd set it up, and then the Coyote would end up smashed, burn up.
But to Derek's point, he was making a point that I have thought about before. I'm paraphrasing Derek C. Williams, if you're still around here. Is that most of your intellects are, they are the most, they seem to be the most diabolical. They're the most, calculating and the most, like just what can I think of next? It's just like you can see these people rubbing their hands together like Gargamel or something from the Poppers, from the Smurfs or something,
So do you know what a distinguishing factor of all CEOs? Well, okay, I can't
lay it on. Give it to us.
Sociopathic tendencies, narcissistic tendencies. That's the only way you can run a major corporation, because you gotta step on a lot of dead bodies.
Wow.
And that is the number one trait of these heads. So yes, to Derek, kudos.
Yes. Thank you, Derek C. Williams.
But I'm saying, I don't think these guys are smarter than us. I think that they do blood things with blood that allows them information to be fed to them. Kind of like downloading of, like the Holy Spirit does to his children. He downloads information in our spirit. And it's the same with the children that serve Satan.
Yeah, what is it? What is it that Jesse Lee Peterson calls them? Children of the lie?
Yes, they are too. Children of the lie. And they are. That's all they do is lie, 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 lie.
Where is it? Where's Uncool Paranoia? We need her to chime in on this one.
She got all grown up and stuff now. She got a job and everything.
Come on back, Uncool Paranoia, if you're out there.
I remember when I used to be grown up and I had a job and I had a career and I thought my life was real too. And then I had to fall down the rabbit hole. I think though
you landed on your feet though, Marcy.
Yeah, I went far down. I always do everything to the extreme, I notice. So I have to find a happy medium, because these past couple days have been just hell.
Well, you don't look like
here.
that. You don't look like that today.
Isn't it right here
Never.
is where it attacks, doesn't it? And then
Yeah.
you're just like, and then it goes down into your stomach, and you're like, wow, what can we do? And it's like, and then I was listening to Mike Adams. Do you ever listen to the Health Ranger? I believe he's controlled opposition, but he has a lot of good information just the same.
Is that what he calls him? Is that his YouTube name? Health Ranger?
Yeah, the Health Ranger.
Oh.
He's the one that started Brighteon, and he owns
Okay.
a lab and he does that. But I believe he is because he's with Alex, and we all know Alex is. But they give you true information still.
Right.
But he
right.
said, mass death is coming. Is what he
Who
said.
said that? The
Mike
Health
did.
Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, look what we
And
talked about yesterday.
Yeah, he said we're going to see this. He said, so everybody get your heads together to see a lot of really horrible stuff. And I don't think he was saying that to fearmong. Neither am I. I'm just saying the more you get used to it in your brain, in your head to comprehend it, when you see it, you'll more be able to handle it. Like I was a nurse for 27 years. I worked in the hospital. I was in the OR. So I worked third shift and charge, and I would have to go to code. Do you know who gets kicked out of a code? Somebody that loses their.
Okay. Well, Marcy, we're coming up on a big day tomorrow. Can you tell us what's happening tomorrow? I covered one thing, but what's happening tomorrow?
Well, a lot of people don't know this because they think it's already been on and over with. Is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. You know, the old G.
The OG Cinco.
Yeah, it's going to be turned on full blast tomorrow. Now, how do I know this? Well, my roommate was contacted by T-Mobile, and he had an older phone, and they told him that he had to go get a new SIM card to put in there because it was going full blast Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. A whole month early. Aren't we lucky? Margaritas for everyone on buying.
Oh my God, Marcy. Marcy's turning into a national treasure right here.
We will see. Okay. So be on the lookout though for people dropping.
Oh my God, Marcy. But it's April Fool's, right? Like in France, they put a fish on your back.
A fish?
A fish on your back for April Fool's.
I'd be beating somebody up because I can't stand fish. It stinks. When I worked at the hospital, somebody, it would never fail, come in there and put tuna fish in the microwave.
Whoa.
And it stunk the whole place up. We had 12 operating rooms. So we had 3 pods.
Oh, wow.
4 in each one.
Oh my gosh, Marcy T.
Yeah, remember?
But yeah.
Hey, remember when we had the fake world life? Oh, and then that forum that you just showed, did you hear that man say that? That he said, well, right now you people are just remembering something that really wasn't that good, and it really wasn't, what you thought it was. So you're really missing something, and we're never going back there though, of course, but you're missing something that really wasn't anything anyway. And I'm like,
I think I know what you're saying. And then a lot of them have been doing stuff like that, just kind of
they're trying to brainwash. Reiterate it. Remember George Jr.? He said, in my line of business, you've got to repeat things over and over again for the truth to sink in.
I think I remember hearing that. Marcy, have you had voice acting classes?
No, ma'am. No, I've just been a clown my whole life. I was the middle kid. I had an older sister and a younger one, so I had to have something, you know.
There you go. But wait, one more thing is happening. So if any of these people if you end up going to a facility, a medical facility for whatever reason, the codes are going to be out as well. Those are from the CDC.
That must mean something, Autumn. Remember that card?
Want me to pull it up?
Remember they had a card that was Z28?
I do remember the Z. My neighbor had one. My neighbor.
There was a couple of them. So that must mean something.
Yeah, it's a Z. Yeah, because I thought the same thing. Like, okay, what is this Z28 point? They all start with the Z28. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't know. You guys are conspiracy theory. This is a theater. Come on in.
Conspiracy theaters.
Yeah. You're welcome to come right on in. But we also discovered that there's a 4th, 5th rooster coming up.
Because they're effective.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to bring you right back to bring you right back to the
right in your face and these people. Okay. Right there, buddy.
Yeah, this is like they just sit there and they go for it. Whatever you say,
I know,
sir.
This is the 16,000th one, but they are effective after this one. Okay.
Oh, you said the 16,000 one. Okay, so here we go. I want you to see it for yourself. So you can see these digits. See the digits, and there's 3 different classes. 3 different classes of 3 different diagnosis codes. So if anybody's in the industry, are you going to have a look, see what they put, what they're marking? Because this stuff is changing by the day, right? This is the way they're coding things. So this is the new diagnosis codes for the CV-19 immunization status. So this is effective. So here it is. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services have announced 3 new diagnosis codes, including 2 for the CV-19 immunization status, and the following codes will be available as of April 1st. So there you go.
Yay! We're gonna have so much fun tomorrow.
Oh my God, Marcy, you keep us on our toes around here. So yes. I don't know what else is happening. What is April Fool's going to bring us?
What? So, no, that's not right. That's just not right in any way, shape, or form. Why are they putting that on your medical record? There's no other reason, you guys, except for something
sinister, dark. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, this is crazy. This is a conspiracy theater right now. Zombie 28.
It's like, all right, Miss Marcy, do you have cancer? No. What's the code for she doesn't have cancer? Right? There's not a code for she doesn't have cancer. Either you have it or you don't.
Right. So I don't know. We'll see.
This is another way to rip away the carpet from underneath our feet. Wile E. Coyote strikes again. Where's the closest Acme store? I gotta gear up here in a minute.
I was just, I had $1 every time Marcy T made us laugh, and then she told me I was muted. Are they out west? The Acme? I don't know. Who's the CEO of Acme?
Kill Bill.
Oh my God. Well, I appreciate that, Marcy T. You're always on top of it. So we have a comment from Gary Gage who says a 5G is not available to country boys. So if you're a big city, cell phones are canceled. Just drive out of town. It still works. Thank you for that.
Well, I just hope a bunch of, things in the sky don't lose connection and start
point.
falling, because that's why they didn't turn it on full blast before. And that's my understanding anyway. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But I think, if anything, it might happen like earlier or something. Because I'm seeing more and more of these 5G towers, like they're inside the trees, synthetic trees, real trees.
Mm-hmm.
They're
in the church steeples.
Really?
They got fake church steeples, and it's right there radiating everyone in that church too. So I got a little tip for everybody though. So
come on,
get some Crisco as much as you can before it goes too high, and get old cans, fill that up, and then get birthday candles, stick it in there, and that can be for your heat if you need it when the grid goes down, if it goes down, and for light too, and they're supposed to last about 10 hours. Hold on, let me go get it. It's not pretty. Ow. It's not pretty at all.
This is why Marcy T is a national treasure, because she is bringing us real-time resources and real-time tips. So when we say bring it, we want you to bring the heat. And Marcy is literally bringing the heat.
But wait.
Hold it down. Isn't that a pretty candle hanging out of there?
See, and then get the clay pots for the heat, and it makes radiant heat. So tell us the recipe. What goes inside? All that is like Crisco. And if you go to a cheaper store, they probably have a store brand that's cheaper. Fill that up, and then you got light and heat.
So that's Crisco and birthday candle inside of what is that? A can?
Like an old
aluminum
can or whatever. Okay. You can find them anywhere.
Okay,
wait,
so that's
one more thing too.
See, Marcy, this is priceless. She brings the heat on camera.
I should have shown. This is another heating thing. My friend Joe got me this. You're not going to believe this.
Gary Gage. What
you see this?
It's like
it's a Sprite can recycled and put together, and it's got holes poked in it.
A Sprite can. It's just one can that's smashed.
Yep.
Okay. And it's the holes.
Well, they cut it and reboot it. You put rubbing alcohol in it. And if you're out, you can set your can on there and heat up your food that way.
Wow.
Look at how light that is too.
Oh my God.
If you're out in the woods or whatever. I can't believe this though. Isn't that clever?
It is. So wait, so is it just one can?
Yeah. They redid the can. They soldered it, did something. The company probably did that.
Oh my gosh, we thank you for that, Marcy. So please hang on to those items because we want to see those again. We want to see those again on our 411 BS 411 is what we want to see.
Those are just I think he ordered them probably from Amazon. Where else is there? You know what the other word for Amazon is? Amazon.
No.
I mean, it's infiltrated in everything. Yeah.
I think, oh my gosh, I would have never thought that.
Right. Well, see, once your eyes get open, Autumn, and your eyes are open, you're going to start seeing more and more. You're going to be like, why didn't I think of that before? Oh my God. Yes. And you're like, wow. Like
you and Uncle Paranoia are like, you guys are blazing. You're bringing it all the time. Like,
here's another thing. Okay, you know the first astronaut or the first guy on the moon, what his name was?
I think so.
Neil
Armstrong.
Yep. Okay.
Armstrong.
So I want you, I want you to write Neil, Neil, right?
Into the chat.
No, just write that Neil and then make a space and just write A for his last name. You see what it says?
Oh, wow. I see it.
Aren't they funny? It spells aliens. Guys.
Ooh,
Aren't they jive? Laughing at us all the way to the bank. Where's that money going that they gave to not a real space agency? They give money to them all day long. I bet you I'll tell you where that money went. And it's underground. And it starts with a B and ends with a R. And you can have a bunk bed. Those multi-billion-dollar bunkers underground. Now I know where they got the money, don't you? Maybe Neil A gave it to him. The Neil A's. These guys are so stupid.
Okay, I'm on my own joke. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Without a doubt, Marcy. But you're always just bringing it. You know, you can't help yourself anymore.
I can't. I'm sick of it. I got so much stuff in here. I got to throw it out at somebody.
But you know what? To that same point, this is the first time I say this every now and then, but I don't know if people get it. I say, I heard it somewhere else, but it talks about, you know, the computers and all. When I say Uncle Algorithm, if you spell it ALGOR, Al Gore.
Gore. Oh, yeah.
Algorithm.
Yeah, and according to Al Gore there, we should be underwater right now.
Hey, they're still buying beachfront, waterfront properties.
Yeah, Nancy just did, an old bummer. He bought 2 of them. And I don't think I'd be buying it if I was afraid the water was going to swallow them up any second now. Like they're trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, and that's so funny. It's always, even, you know, the jets and everything, and they're always mocking.
Mm-hmm.
Mock.
Rules for thee, not for me.
But what is that impression that you're doing that you talked about? Was it JHW?
Yeah, no, that's just, wait, what is his name? George W. He's George Walker. That's Junior. Yeah, I used to think he was really stupid, but he was mocking us the whole time. And so that means I was stupid. But at least I can admit it, and I'm mad now. But he was telling us what he was doing, basically, and I thought he was just, you know, not very smart. But he was just mocking us away.
Why?
Huh?
I mean, you're right. I guess if we listen to most of these people talk, they do it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like, we need a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the rule of the jungle. And when we are successful, and we will be. And it's like, we thought he was talking to all of us, right? We will be. But he just meant his little 1%er there. They'll be it after they, you know, all of us, and get down to under 500 million, like the Georgia Guidestone says.
You know what? Now that you're saying that, I'm thinking that might be worth the hump, the haul.
It is.
You gotta make it a day because it's that.
You gotta watch your what you say though, but you can take your camera.
They won't try to strike me down.
No, but that will freaking everybody wants to see that doesn't know about it. And there's a lot of people that don't know about this play. I never knew about it until I started falling down that dang rabbit hole. And then it's like, dang, there's so much stuff that was out there that I did not. Now, when anything I look at, like TV, movies, listen to songs and all that, it's like I see right through them. And it's not good because, well, it is good, but it kind of loses, it's fun, I guess, when you know that it was all just propaganda to make you act out a certain way.
Well, we're going to see what happens tomorrow. We really are. So, I mean, I'm
just say, what happens manana? In Florida, this one girl, she had a really thick Southern accent like this, and she'd say, "All right, Marcella, I'll see you manana." And I'd bust out laughing. That means
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, we love having Marcy T on here because she just brings it. She brings it all the time, and I love the items that you had for us on screen. So yeah, keep that same energy, Marcy T.
I will, and I told you guys I got this now.
Wait, it's the Lost. What the Lost? Oh, the Lost Ways. Okay.
Hey, I want you to notice the as above, so below snake faces there. See them? They look like, see them?
Oh my gosh.
And then they're on the sides too, same way. Oops. See, that's how they hide your crap in there. And I bet you that is a Templar cross as well. They just left the lines out. See, that's how once you see their language that they speak to each other, which is gematria, which is numbers, each one of the Hebrew letters are equivalent to a number. And that's how, plus the Kabbalah, which is the magical part of that group, sect, whatever you want to call it. They use it as witchcraft, though. And that's how they talk to each other and mock us all. So I better shut up anyway.
Well, I really appreciate you so much for coming on, Marcy T.
Hey, look, I took my Benadryl, so I'm like, sound like I'm not. And I got water. I'm so thirsty. Benadryl makes you thirsty.
No, I didn't know that, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So we're going to, Marcy, any last words for our friends and neighbors?
Oh, no, just keep on keeping on. Keep on trucking, baby. No.
Come on, Marcy.
Keep it up. Keep us all up. When I'm tired, lift me up, please, and I'll lift you guys up in prayer too. Love you guys. Thank you.
Love you too, Marcy. You're so welcome. And we look forward to seeing you again. And thank you guys, everybody, for coming on tonight. Who did we have? We had DJ Vision Barnett, Derek C. Williams, and the one, the only Marcy T. Marcy T is getting her own theme song. Marcy, send me your best Kodak snapshot, and I will do it right up for you. Do it. Send it right on over. All right. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I want to say hi to everybody in the stream before we turn off lights off, because it is getting to be 9:30ish hour around here. Okay, from the top, I want to say hello and I want to say good night or so long. Okay, and we'll start with Derek C. Williams, who made the comment earlier, what could go wrong? make most of the world take an experimental biologic, uploading your conscience into the quote cloud or into a robotic body should go through seamlessly. Thank you for that. And Freedom's March was here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Freedom's March. And Derek C. Williams, thank you so much for supporting the channel. DJ Vision Barnett, thank you so much for coming in and for sharing and for supporting the channel the way you do. Gary Gage has been blazing tonight. Thank you, Gary Gage, for keeping us on our toes and waking us up. Let's see, who else do we have in the house tonight? Latin A Patriot, Latina Pro Constitution American Patriot. Thank you so much for coming in. I see you've got a new name there. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And who else did we have? We had Mindy B. Mindy B wishing us a great evening. Thank you, Mindy B. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us and keeping us on our toes too. And we had Marcy T on the screen. Marcy sharing the goods. Thank you, Marcy T. We really appreciate it. Okay, Mindy B says, prayers and blessings. Thank you. The same to you. I appreciate that so much. Where else are we? A lot of people coming in tonight. Now I don't know if these likes and thumbs up and things, if they matter, but you can at least get to each other's channels again by simply going to the name or just clicking on the button. Click on the button and it'll take you right to the channel if you want to check it out. I'm not saying you got to dub or sub, but you can at least get there faster than you have been back to the way that it used to be. But everybody's got their community rules now. Even Patreon's got their rules for hate speech and organizations and white. See, this is the thing. This is what I'm bugging about. Okay, let me show you what I'm bugging about. I almost missed this, but I got to do it in 3 minutes. I want to show you this is about Schwab. They have a tendency to talk about white supremacy, but is this what comes to mind when you think of white supremacy? They're not afraid of this guy, but they're screaming white supremacy all day long here in the States. But nobody's threatened by this figure. And he's absolutely terrifying, and he's absolutely serious about what he wants to do. Okay? He is white supremacy. But they won't say a word about this, or Skill Cates, or any of these people. They're looking for some guy in a trench coat, or some lowly guy with a trench coat and some stereotypical stuff that the liberals have cooked up for him. But they're never look at him. They're not look at him while he's the one that's doing it. I'm paying attention to the man behind the curtain. But look at that white supremacist. Look at that guy. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that. Like the world is not threatened by him. They're not. But they're threatened by somebody that they've seen that the prototype, the prototype that's been set up for them on CNN and MSNBC. Okay. So that's that. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn on Too Real. All right, guys. So all jokes aside, I really appreciate it. And we had so much fun as always. And, but we say that around here. We're saying this is a regular thing. We got to laugh sometimes to hold back tears. We got to do what we got to do around here. All right. So Mindy B says, take the uniform off of a Nazi and they look like everyone else. Evil is still evil. Very nice touch, Mindy B. All right. So we're going to get out of here. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in. So this was like an 11th hour stream, but you guys made it every minute worth it. And of course, I look forward to seeing you again. We'll see what happens this weekend. I usually get into some mobile, maybe get into some real stuff. All right, guys, I will see you guys around, and take care of yourselves. And yeah, stay positive. And as Marcy did a wonderful job on lifting yourself, on how you can lift each other up. And yeah, and we'll do, and it'll be reciprocated. All right, guys, have a good night.